Well, it's hard to believe it snuck up on me really fast the last couple of days, but 5,000 plus subscribers. Thank each and every one of you.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Grumman Pilot's YouTube channel. And I'm making this video because we are now at 5,000 subscribers.
So we would like to ask you please subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the notify to stay current with our content.
It wasn't too long ago, just a few years ago, back in we were struggling to get to 1,000 so that we could have monetization when they changed the rules back in 2018. But now we're approaching 5,000. I don't think we'll ever hit the million mark because, you know, with only 500,000 pilots in the United States, we're probably not going to hit a million worldwide. But it has been a lot of fun. Now, we didn't start out making videos for Grumman Pilots, our YouTube channel, to build a channel. Back in the early days, Ken and I's mission was that we wanted to have a video to show people so that we didn't have to talk to them on the phone. So that if you were doing something routine, we could say, go watch the video. If you still have questions, you and your mechanic give me a call. That cut down on a lot of telephone traffic, so we got to spend a lot more time in our shop working on airplanes, usually your airplane. But anyway, this has made me kind of remember that when you're coming up on 5,000. So long before I was working on aircraft, I've always been a motorhead. When I was a kid, I made things that went fast. I didn't worry about stopping, and that caused a couple of accidents. But I've always been about motorcycles, cars, boat motors, aircraft engines. It didn't really matter. I always loved flying. So when I got a chance to retire back in 2005 and devote myself full-time to aircraft maintenance, it was only obvious one day that starting a channel in 2011 called Roscoe 1024, not a very original name, but there's some videos out there on it.
So again, not a very original name for a channel. I was talking to a friend down in Atlanta when he said, oh, just pick something like Roscoe 256, Roscoe 512. I chose 2 to the 10th. But it was just a place on YouTube to throw videos up there. So like when we had a fuel tank leak and we were filming the bubbles form by compressing the tank to find the leak, I threw that up on YouTube. Then I could share the link with others. Same thing for baking a pie. Luann bought this new thing to cut out this beating heart pie. So we baked one with cherries and it looks pretty. But the nice thing about having a place to throw videos up is at the time I was using my iPad laptop, a camera, a Canon, and it was being with a Perl script. It was taking a picture every minute of every day, and different things like here are the geese moving as they stay in the shade of the sunlight as they feed during the day. I also did time lapses of looking at how the trees move in a day of progress, so that when a day happens, you just get to see the sun shadows move every minute. And then in the other part of that is that I was taking those videos and taking the shot from 12 o'clock every day and saving them into a folder so I could make a movie of at noon every day looking out the back of the garage mahal and capture the sun angle as it changed. So I was doing a lot of time lapse, and this is all before there were GoPro cameras where you could just put one on a tripod, plug it in, set some parameters, and let it go. So we had to do all of this, and then we had to use a Perl script to stitch it all into a movie. But you know, that was a state of the art in 2011, and I had the spare laptop and the camera. So I've been involved with video for a while. I mean, if you look on the channel and you look back to some of the Wright brothers work I did from aircraft, we're taking thermal and visual imagery from an aircraft back in 1993. So I've been involved with video for a while. Now in this particular case, this is the camera that we had going one day, and we took all the video because our neighbor was tearing down that red barn. And so there was stuff going on, trash being burned, people coming in for lunch. And as you watch in the course of the day, that barn disappears, vehicles come and go, and you get to watch the sun shadows once again. So having this video available, it was a rudimentary time lapse of the day. You didn't have a lot of flexibility. I mean, now you can buy a camera that does all of that for less than $100. Not unusual. But anyway, we had a lot of fun with it, and we're hoping you're enjoying all of this. And then we'll get to the 1 word a day in progress, and basically it's a full year. So I'll be back in just a minute to finish up this video debut. You know, as we were doing Roscoe 1024, I wasn't promoting a channel. Again, it was just a repository of some place on the web to throw videos very quickly to send somebody a link so they could look at it. And believe it or not too long ago when I looked back at this channel just to see what I had in terms of videos stored out there, I was really surprised that I had picked up 13 subscribers. And I'm going to have to write each and every one of them and tell them about Grumman pilots. So here we are getting ready for the year in progress, and we have a little time stamp in the bottom, and snow will come and snow will go, and you will see the year, and I'll be back at the end of the year to talk to you.
But anyway, we didn't start to build a channel. I'm happy that we have one now, and I'd like to thank each and every one of my subscribers for helping us to this point in our life. But it made me start thinking again about things in the past. And along that line, you know, with Grummans have always been very popular. And we had a shirt back in the day, Grummans in the Grass. Texas flying, very colorful shirt. Let you get a look at it. So we've had that shirt. And then I remember back in 2010, Gary Vogt was getting very tired of the AYA and all their rules and regulations and other BS. And he came up with the idea for a new name, Grumman Owners and Pilot Association. He pushed it so hard in 2010 that when he showed up in Dayton, stand by, he actually had shirts made up for Grumman Owners and Pilot Association. Now, Gary did not trademark or copyright this name, and now it's being used by the old AYA, and they like to shorten their name to Grumman Pilots, which is causing some friction. But anyway, here we are at 5,000 members, and I'd like to thank some people on YouTube that have helped us here. We have Gwen Dunkey, with Blondie Hacks. She does a lot of metal and lathe work, and since we make a lot of parts with a lathe for our airplanes, nice videos to watch, guys. And we all probably have heard of Jimmy DeResta. He supplies the soap for our shop. We have one of his ice picks. But again, inspirational tips helping us do things faster with using tape and other tools that he shows. Then we have April Wilkerson down in Texas. A lot of power tool videos that you might want to look into. We have Matt Cremera with a big sawmill. I don't know if many of you know, but back in 2007, we started two businesses. We started Yankee Aviation at Butler County, and we started a sawmill, Carpenter Road Sawmill. And for about a year, it was pushed to see which one was going to take off.
Now, I was working with a wood miser, and it's the smallest wood miser with the smallest engine, but you can still cut some impressive wood. I mean, here's a little hint standing by some of the stuff we took a whack at. So we had a lot of fun with the sawmill.
I'm kind of glad the airplanes took off. And then, let's see, I don't want to leave anybody out. Oh, and then there's Laura Kampf in Germany.
Check out her beer bicycle. Good thing she's not by an airport.
She's got a lot of very inspirational videos, and she makes a lot of interesting parts, tools, and toys out of routine things used in an unusual fashion, and it's fun to watch her as well as pick up the tips. So that's where we are at 5,000 videos. Now we're going to have some other video to throw in here. Day afternoon on the back porch. Freckles is sleeping on the table. Well, dozing anyway. But I thought I'd add this little story for some commentary that we'd like to support local folks like Martha Lumpkin, who I've known for many years up here in the Cincinnati area. She has a book. We bought a bunch of copies, one copy for me and Luann to read, as well as copies we're going to give away as door prizes at the June event. We've asked Martha to speak, but she doesn't feel comfortable doing public talks right now, and plus she's out of time because she's studying for her private pilot written and check ride. We also, too, get our inspiration from YouTube for a lot of things like You might know of Blondie Hacks, run by Quinn Dunkey, and she took this airplane part, you might recognize it from its original form, but machined it down for me as an inspiration because I have an Atlas lathe in the garage mahal up the street. I want to get it restored and running. This lady does great videos on mills and lathes. Highly recommend her work. We've also gotten our inspiration from a big name, you know, Jimmy DiResta. It's nice watching his videos. Very interesting, some tips and stuff that we got from him that we use at the shop. We also at the shop, he has a big bar of soap, and we actually bought it. And we use it at the shop to wash our hands at Yankee Aviation and T11. He also has an ice pick, which you'll see us using at the event in June. We're going to be putting a sticker on one of the toolboxes somewhere as a hanger. And we even bought his action doll that we're going to be painting up. Give Luann some practice before she goes back into ceramics. So we get our inspiration from where we can. I'm inspired by Freckles right now to go take a nap. But anyway, we will talk to you later. And let me add that we support these channels like Blondie Hacks, April Wilkerson, Matt Tyrenda, Jimmy DiResta. We support them on Patreon with donations. We occasionally send them work. But, you know, it's like Grumman pilots. We didn't go to start out making a channel. What we really did was start out making videos, Ken and I, so that we could answer people's questions without having to explain it to them on the phone. We could say, go watch this video. And it worked out. It has cut down tremendously on the amount of phone calls. And usually they revolve down to either answering the information or pointing them towards a video. So there's a cautionary tale to you from Grumman Pilot's YouTube channel. But I'm going to end right now. It's Monday. As you can see, it's in the morning. The birds are chirping. One cat is sleeping. The kitten is playing with a toy on the tree. It's a quiet morning, so I thought I would make this video as we approach 5,000 subscribers. Again, folks, thank each and every one of you. I hope you found all this useful and informative. Thanks for watching, and have a great day flying your Grumman.
And in addition, there's a little treat. About 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm doing web work and other stuff, here's my cat coming down, playing with a mouse and meowing and just having a good time with me in the wee hours of the night. So I thought I would throw this into you as a little treat. Y'all please enjoy.